Discipline is not something you have, it is something you run. And right now, whether you know it or not, you are already running a system. The question is whether that system was designed by you or assembled by accident from years of bad habits, cultural noise, and emotional reactions. Most people are operating on a broken operating system and wondering why they keep crashing. Here is what nobody tells you. The Stoics were not philosophers in the soft, abstract sense we think of today. They were engineers of the mind. Marcus Aurelius ran an empire under constant warfare and plague. Epictetus survived slavery. Seneca navigated one of the most politically dangerous courts in Roman history. These were not people sitting in ivory towers talking about virtue. They were people under extraordinary pressure, performing at an extraordinary level, consistently. And they did it using a specific mental architecture, not motivation, not mood, architecture. So let us get into what that actually means, and more importantly, how you can install it. First, you need to understand why discipline fails for most people. We have been sold this idea that discipline is a character trait. Either you have it or you do not. The disciplined person wakes up at 5 in the morning, crushes their workout, eats perfectly, and executes flawlessly, and they do this because of who they are. If you struggle to stay consistent, the narrative tells you that something is wrong with you, that you are weak, that you lack willpower. That narrative is not just wrong, it is actively destructive because it points you at the wrong problem. Willpower is a resource. It depletes. Neuroscience has been telling us this for decades. Decision fatigue is real. Relying on willpower to drive behavior is like relying on a phone battery that starts at 30% every morning. You will run out before the day is done. The Stoics understood this intuitively, long before modern science had the vocabulary to describe it. Their solution was not to generate more willpower. It was to need less of it. This is the first principle of Stoic discipline: automate the non-negotiables. When Marcus Aurelius writes in his Meditations about beginning the day with clear intention, he is not describing inspiration. He is describing a preloaded routine that does not require a decision. The Stoics practiced what we might call pre-commitment. They decided in advance, during a calm and rational state, what they would do and how they would respond. That decision was then locked in. When the difficult moment arrived, there was no negotiation. The system ran. This is discipline as architecture, not willpower. Now here is where it gets practical. If you want to audit your own discipline system, you need to ask one honest question. How many of your daily behaviors require an active decision versus how many run automatically? If you are waking up and deciding whether to exercise, you have already lost significant ground. If you are negotiating with yourself about whether to do the work you committed to, your system is not configured correctly. The Stoic model says that virtue, meaning right action, should become second nature through consistent practice. Not because it gets easier emotionally, but because it stops requiring emotional input at all. Let us talk about the mental firewall, because this is where most people have the biggest gap in their system. The Stoics had a concept they called the dichotomy of control. It is simple in description and incredibly difficult in consistent application. You separate everything in your world into two categories: what you control and what you do not. Your actions, your judgments, your effort, your response, those are yours. Everything else, other people's opinions, external outcomes, circumstances, the market, the weather, all of it falls outside your control and therefore outside your concern. This is not passive resignation. This is a mental firewall. When emotional interference enters your system, whether it is fear, frustration, the need for external validation, or anxiety about outcomes, the firewall catches it before it corrupts your output. Most people let emotional interference determine their behavior. They feel unmotivated, so they do not work. They feel anxious, so they avoid. They feel comfortable, so they coast. The Stoic system does not eliminate those feelings. It simply routes them correctly. You feel the emotion, you acknowledge it, and then you return to what is within your control, and you act from there. Epictetus was relentless about this. He would say that people are disturbed not by events but by their judgments about events. Your reaction is not caused by what happens to you. It is caused by the interpretation your mind applies to what happens. Change the interpretation and you change the output. Train yourself to apply better interpretations consistently, and you have a mental firewall that holds under pressure. Here is the practical installation process. Step 1 is clarity of role. Before anything else, you need to define clearly what you are committed to and why. Not a vague aspiration, a specific role. Stoics were deeply concerned with living according to their nature and their responsibilities. Marcus knew he was an emperor, a general, a philosopher. Each role carried specific obligations. Define yours. Step 2 is the morning preload. Before the day introduces noise and demands, set the parameters. What will you do today, regardless of how you feel? This is not an inspirational ritual. It is a system initialization. Step 3 is the evening audit. Stoics practice daily review. What did you do well? Where did emotional interference compromise your output? What needs to be patched? This is not self-criticism, it is quality control. Now, we need to talk about the recalibration most high performers skip. And this is where things get counterintuitive, because the conversation about discipline usually lives entirely in the space of output and effort. More, harder, faster. The Stoics were relentless in their demands on themselves, but they also understood something that modern productivity culture consistently misses. Sustainable output requires maintenance of the system itself. Seneca was persistent in his writings about the need to withdraw periodically, not to collapse into laziness, but to deliberately step back, examine the direction of your effort, and ensure that your intensity is correctly calibrated toward what actually matters. The Latin phrase he returned to repeatedly was essentially this: be careful that your activity does not become mere busyness. Constant motion that is not connected to clear purpose is not discipline. It is noise with effort attached. The recalibration Stoicism demands is philosophical in the truest sense. It asks you to regularly stop and question not just whether you are working hard, but whether you are working toward the right things. Whether your operating system, your values, your commitments, your daily behaviors are actually aligned. Most high performers skip this because it feels unproductive. Because sitting with the question of whether you are running in the right direction is uncomfortable when running harder feels like progress. But the Stoics would tell you that speed in the wrong direction is not discipline. It is a sophisticated form of avoidance. The person who installs this system correctly looks very different from the person chasing motivation. They do not need a hype playlist to start working. They do not require a perfect environment or a perfect mood. They are not derailed by a bad day or a setback or someone else's opinion of them. They run their system. And when the system needs maintenance, they do that too, without shame and without drama, because maintenance is part of the architecture. Here is what the Stoics built that we are still trying to rediscover. They built a mental system that was independent of circumstance. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations during a time of plague and endless military campaigns. Epictetus developed his philosophy while enslaved. Seneca wrote some of his sharpest work while navigating exile. They did not wait for better conditions. They configured their system to operate under the conditions that existed. That is the actual goal. Not a disciplined practice that works when life is going well. A disciplined system that holds when it is not. You do not need more motivation. You do not need a better morning routine. You do not need another productivity app. You need to examine the operating system you are currently running. Identify where the architecture is broken and begin the deliberate work of rebuilding it. The Stoics left the blueprint. 2,000 years later, it remains the most robust mental framework for sustained human output ever developed. The system is available. The question has always been whether you will install it. That is what this channel is for. Every video here is a deliberate piece of the architecture: Stoicism, performance psychology, systems thinking, built specifically for the person who is done running on a broken operating system. So yes, you should subscribe. Not for more content, but for a better system.